In recognition of our achievements at the Sachin Iron Mine, all of us in Class 7 were invited by none other than His Majesty the Emperor to a brief respite at the Hot Springs Paradise of Emer. Instructor Sarah and the second-year students who generously assisted us in bringing the crisis to a close were also extended the same invitation. Emer, as it so happens, was my hometown. I'd once sworn that I would not return until I found a path of my own to walk, so going back before reaching that goal admittedly gave rise to mixed feelings. Still, with the Academy Festival looming ahead in the near future, I knew I could do with a well-deserved rest as much as my fellow classmates and chose to go back home. Elise thoughtfully guides everyone up to the Phoenix Wings, Emer's local inn. Wow! You're gonna fall off the staircase if you don't look where you're going, Elliot. Sorry, this is just one fancy-looking building though, isn't it? This is the Phoenix Wings. I'm sure you'll all be very comfortable here during your stay. It is quite a storied history, having been given to this village by a former emperor of the imperial family. An emperor? Really? I'd heard that the Imperial and Schwarzer families were on good terms, but I'm surprised to see your relationship extends this far. Well, that was ages ago, though. By the way, Elise, I wasn't expecting you to come out and meet us as soon as we arrived. Any special reason? Despite being overjoyed to see her brother, Elise suppresses those feelings and behaves most curtly towards him. My being here should come as no surprise to you whatsoever. As the eldest daughter of the family, welcoming all of you is my duty. Angelica, naturally, is captivated by Elise's dignified manner. The scenery is beautiful, our lodgings are elegant, our guy can be more beautiful. Boy, if I wasn't looking forward to taking a dip in the hot springs before, I certainly am now. I can barely contain my excitement. I hope you aren't planning to do anything inappropriate. Kills me to agree with her, but this village is very picturesque. It's kind of like that cozy little hideaway where you can sit back and take in the scenery while drinking the day away. I'd be more than happy to keep you company, instructor. No, you won't. Students aren't allowed to drink alcohol, you know that. I only said I'd keep her company, and you're welcome to make it a threesome if you want, Toa. Why not join us? Me? Sorry, but I think I'll pass. Toa, much like Class 7, despairs upon imagining what a drunk Instructor Sarah and Angelica could do with their powers combined. I swear. It'll take more than a change of scenery to get these two to give up their usual degenerate ways. Think of it this way, no matter where we go, you can always count on them to stay the same. Wow, you actually managed to make it sound like a good thing. My hat's off to you. It's what I do. Well, I'm just glad you guys seem to like it. It's too bad not everyone who's invited can make it, though. Everyone's rooms are located here on the second floor. The men will be in the room on the left side of this communal lobby, while the ladies will be on the room to the right. We've also prepared individual rooms for Angelica, Toa, and for your instructor. Oh, and I was rather hoping all the ladies could be in one room for some quality female bonding time. I suppose you can't have everything. And that is exactly why I'm glad we aren't sharing rooms, you know. Well, if there's anything we can do to be of service, don't hesitate to alert the staff. Everyone's all too eager to help in any way they can, especially since His Majesty was the one who asked us to wait on you all. Aw, thanks. Should we go and put our things in our room then? Sounds like a plan, but can everyone in Class 7 come down to the lobby afterwards? I want to have a meeting about our concert before we start doing anything else. I don't see why not. Great. Alright, I'll see the rest of you later. Reem slowly trails off as he notices Elise hesitating to say something. What's up, Elise? Well... Oh, don't worry. I'll head to the mansion later and say hi to Mom and Dad. I know they'll probably shake their heads and wonder what I'm doing back here, but still, you're curious too, right? Not at all. On the contrary, I've really been looking forward to... Huh? It's nothing. Regardless, I should get out of your way and let you get on with what you need to. I'll see you later, Rain. Elise promptly leaves, her cheeks flushed and her formerly dignified manner now very flustered. She's adorable, Reen. She truly is a lovely young lady. The sight of her alone is enough to send my raging libido into an uncontrollable overdrive. Please keep all thoughts relating to my sister and your raging libido to yourself. Thanks. Well, I can hardly fail to agree on how lovely she is. I'm a little lost in this libido business, however. Just stay that way, Laura. It's for your own good. After placing their belongings in their respective rooms, the members of Class 7 gather in the lobby. Looks like we're all here. Yep. I take it this meeting you've ironed out all the details on the concert. I have a vague idea at best, but it's not like we've heard anything beyond the basics. I think it's about time you told us what we're actually doing, don't you? Yeah, sorry it took so long, but Elliot, Crow, and I think we finally got enough to start filling you guys in. Originally, the plan was to tell everyone as soon as we got back from our field study, but then this whole thing ended up happening. Kinda threw us off, you know? Understandable. Crow said he'd be fine with just me and Reen handling the actual announcement, so here goes. We've decided that we'd be doing 2 songs, and to do them we're going to need a musician, male and female vocalists, and backup dancers. This is already sounding a lot more professional than I was expecting. And we're doing 2 songs? I thought we'd be doing 1. Then again, I didn't think we'd be needing backup dancers either. I don't think just 1 song would be enough to satisfy people, really. It'll feel like the show's ending right when it's getting started, you know? And if we want a performance to have some sort of impact on them, backup dancers is a must. Well, you're the expert. I see no reason to object thus far. Next, we'll go through everyone's respective roles and what we're currently thinking for our stage outfits. Here you go. Everyone leans in to take a look at the contents and is shocked by what they see. What? Laura then begins to read out the information printed loud enough so her classmates can hear. So Reen will be the lead guitarist, Elisa the rhythm guitarist, Guy's the bassist, looking for herself, and as for me, looks like you'll be our drummer, Laura. Then Elliot will be handling both the violin and the keyboard. That makes me and Milliam the backup dancers, huh? Then, the first song will be sung by Machias and Eustace, and the second by Emma. Predictably, Machias and Eustace are strongly opposed to this. Wait just a damn minute. Is this some kind of sick joke? You want me to sing with him? And in the same outfit, no less? Are these frills? Are you clinically insane? Well, I thought they looked good on you. I mean, they're kind of regal and all. I think the girls in the audience would love them. Yeah, you'll probably look cool. See? I knew I wouldn't be alone on this. Like I said, you're gonna need to make an impact if we want to beat Class 1. And you do want to beat them, right? Well, I'll back you up as much as I can in vocals, so can you at least try? I think we all know their answer. Maybe you know for the first song, but, well, the second still seems like a bad joke to me. Nope, that was a very deliberate choice on Crow's part. He says it'll be the perfect way to make the second track memorable. Between how different you'll look once you take off your glasses and Milliam and Fee backing you up on stage, I'm inclined to agree. You want me to take my glasses off? Oh, I get it now. Elisa approaches Emma and wordlessly plucks the glasses off her face. Elisa, please give those back. Hold still, this only take a minute. After gently unbraiding Emma's hair, Elisa begins brushing it. What are you? Done. See? I barely did a thing. She's still like an entirely new Emma, too. What do you guys think? The boys are stunned into silence, and the girls rejoice. Oh my. You really do look like a completely different person, Emma. You're telling me? I can hardly believe my eyes. Honestly, having your hair up all the time and hiding those pretty eyes behind those glasses is such a waste. Doesn't she look amazing like this? I agree. Now that I've seen it, I almost wonder if you should assume this look all the time. I couldn't possibly. Don't be silly. This should be a total hit, especially if you got me and Milliam behind you. What about this outfit? Do I really have to sing on stage wearing something so revealing? If you think this is revealing, you should have seen the original drafts. I'll give you that they're probably a little more flashy than your everyday wear, but they work perfectly with the kind of music we'll be doing. The design is within the realms of good taste, in my opinion. Would you mind if I look at the original drafts? I'm rather curious after the way you put it. I can't say I don't have my doubts, but if you say they'll work well with the music we'll be doing, then I'll just have to make it work. I'm not a vocalist, so I can't take lead, but I'll support you best I can, Emma. Well, alright, I'll try my best. We might have figured out the vocals, but I have my concerns about the instruments. I'm not even familiar with what a bassist is, much less how to play one. I've never played the drums before either, or any other instrument for that matter. Yeah, but you can play the sitar, right guys? That kind of experience should be able to pick up playing the bass guitar without much trouble. As for you, Laura, I think your sense of rhythm and general physical strength makes you a perfect choice for drums. Rena and Lisa should be able to transfer their skills with the lute and violin respectively over too. Maybe it won't be easy, but it's not impossible. You make it sound so simple. Maybe he is simplifying it, but Elliot sounds pretty confident about us all getting the hangs of things with enough practice. Elliot puts on a scary smile. Oh, don't worry. You'll all get the hang of your instruments all right. Failure isn't going to be an option. Everyone is overpowered by Elliot's aura of intimidation. Elliot, you're kinda scaring everyone. Woe to anyone who'd give less than 100% to music in Elliot's presence. Alright, consider me on board. I am as well. I've never been one to shy away from a challenge, and I don't intend to start now. Besides, I have all of you with me. As opposed as I am to certain parts, I wouldn't want to reject all the hard work that's been clearly put into deciding all of this. Count me in, I suppose. Try to resign myself to the inevitable. I'm not gonna get out of this one, am I? Guess we've got the concert details all squared away. Clearly, we're in for a ton of practice if we want to pull this off and walk away proud. So we're going to need to get started on that as soon as we get back to the academy. But that's back at the academy. For now, I want everyone to make the most of the next 2 days and rest as much as possible. We can worry about the tough stuff later. Anyway, that about does it. There's nothing particularly planned until dinner later on, so everyone's welcome to go and do whatever they want until then. Got it. The meeting now concluded. Everyone stands up to leave, with Maki's continuing to grumble about being paired with Eustace as he walks. So, what are you gonna do now, Reen? Well, I did promise Elise I'd pop my head into the mansion and say hi to my mom and dad. Figured now would be a good time. This is the first time you've been home in ages, isn't it? I think you'd want to do more than just pop your head in. Yeah, but don't hold back on our account. Spend as much time with them as you like. Well, if you insist. We do. I intend to go and offer my greetings to Baron Schwarzer before we leave myself, but that can wait until tomorrow. I wouldn't want to disturb his time with his family. Alright, I'll tell him to expect you then. See you guys later. Reen arrives at the mansion. Has it really been half a year since I last set foot here? Maybe I've got a few memories here I'd rather forget, but it'll always be home to me. I have missed being here. Baron and Lady Schwarzer step out from inside the mansion. Oh? Welcome home, Reen. It's good to see you home. It's good to see both of you, too. I just wish I could have returned under better circumstances. Reen's mother very suddenly pulls him into a warm embrace. Huh? No one needs a reason to come home, Shelley, just like a mother doesn't need a reason to hug a child. I suppose not. Hearing voices, Elise hurries out to the entrance hall. Mother? Father, is that Reen? Elise sees her mother hugging Reen and is surprised. Mother? Uh-huh, Elise? That's not fair. I've been restraining myself all this time because of everyone else being there, and here you are. Wait, what? If only you could be that honest with yourself the rest of the time, then I wouldn't need to worry about you so much. Mother, please. It's been a while since we've had the whole family together, hasn't it? What do you say we all sit down together and talk over some tea? That sounds great. Just make sure you don't get too carried away with your hunting stories this time, darling. I want to hear about Reen's school life while I have the chance. I won't. Were you out hunting today too, Dad? But of course, my children's homecoming would be reason enough to want to catch something to celebrate. How could I not when they're coming home with friends, and after being commended by His Majesty at that? I'm sure everyone will love whatever you've got when they find out. Now, what are we doing standing around here for? I'll get the tea ready, so go on and make yourselves comfortable in the living room. Thanks, Mom. Reen, Elise, and Baron Schwarzer are sitting in the living room talking while Lady Schwarzer brews the tea. Oh, incidentally, Reen, I had the chance to speak with Master Cafeteria a couple months back. You did? Indeed, you'll be pleased to know he's as healthy as he ever was. Enough for him to best me in our drinking contest. Although I must admit, I may have been at fault for getting a little too cocky. You two are such a dangerous combination. He didn't happen to say anything about me, did he? He did, actually. Baron Schwarzer hands a letter over to Reen. A letter? To you from Master Cafeteria. Go ahead and read it. Right. Reen reads through the letter. What does it say? Well, Dad's right. He does seem to be doing pretty well. Sounds like he's still wandering the continent and taking it easy for the most part. That's not all he's written, though. There's a more serious message for me, too. Something relating to your training? Yeah, this bit here. Elise leans in to peruse the section that Reen is referring to. The 7th form that I have taught you is void. Remember, form is emptiness, and emptiness is form. I want you to take the meaning of those words to heart. I guess I just can't really hide the truth from him, can I? What do you mean? Well, this isn't the first time he said that to me. It was the first thing he taught me back when I first became his student, in fact. Even now, all this time later, I haven't really worked out what the true meaning behind those words are. And if he's repeating them to me here now, he must know it too. Along with how lost I still am. Oh. Just think of it as a bit of homework from him during your trip. Maybe something will come to you while you're relaxing with your friends. I'll give it some thought. In the midst of an awkward silence, Lady Schwarzer's voice can be heard from the kitchen. Could you come and give me a hand, darling? I can't get the lid off the gem. I'll be right there. It sounds as though the tea is almost ready, so perhaps we should save these serious matters for another time, Reen. Yeah, you're probably right. Oh, by the way, I assume you'll be spending the night here in the mansion? Actually, I was planning to head back over to the Phoenix Wings once we're done here. Sorry. What? Surely it wouldn't hurt to just spend one night here. Maybe not. But the only reason I'm here now is because of His Majesty's kindness. And given that he suggested all of us go here together, it feels like it's only right that I stay with him as much as possible. Well, when you put it that way, but still... Elise is unable to accept Reen's decision, but try as she might, she can't think of a good way to change his mind. If you must, but you'll come over and see us tomorrow, won't you? Of course I will. That's a promise now, a promise. Okay, I know. My, she insists on going to St. Estrella so she can be away from him, and the second they're both home, she doesn't want him out of her sight. What's it been, 3 years since she found out he was adopted? Takes me back to how she was always like before then. It would be certainly a lot for any young lady to take in at once. If only the two of them would get married, then we wouldn't need to worry about any of this. I'm not so sure I agree. He's a good son, yes, but he'll need to be more than that if he wants my daughter's hand. Oh, you can be such a child sometimes. Well, even if it doesn't work out between the two of them, it sounds like he has more than enough potential sweethearts at the academy. Who knows what the future holds? Who knows is right. The way the Empire is now, I just hope the children here even have a chance to live the futures they want. Having returned to the inn, Reen joins the others for their evening meal. Are you sure you don't want to join your family for dinner, Reen? You eat with us all the time, but this is your first chance in a while to join them. Nah, it's fine. Elise hasn't had the chance to dine with them for a while either, so I'm guessing they'll have a great time catching up without me butting in. You are so unbelievably dense sometimes. I'm surprised she hasn't lost her mind dealing with you. Uh-huh? Dealing with what? It's nothing. Meanwhile, the others are happily enjoying their meal at the same table. Wow, this all tastes amazing. Yep, just the kind of food you'd expect from a place surrounded by nature. This wild duck is spectacular. Your father caught it himself, you said? Yeah, he loves nothing more than a day spent hunting. He used to take me out with him sometimes when I was a kid too. He's fairly known for it outside of Ymir. It's quite the upper-class hobby. I wouldn't say it's limited to aristocracy. Hunting's pretty popular back home too. The vegetables and herbs used in all the cooking are so luscious and colorful, Reen. Were these all raised by your mother? That's right, she loves her garden. Elise used to help Mom tend to it too, though that's kind of hard to do these days since she's away at school. It's nice to be able to sit down and dig in on some of the fancy regional dishes for once. Your guys are always getting to eat the good stuff during your field studies. This might come as a surprise to you, but our field studies are not a vacation. And don't lie, you totally showed up where we were half the time. I bet you got to sample all kinds of local dishes. Well, surprise, surprise. Joking aside, you should try and make the most of this time to rest. You'll be swimming in work once you get back to the academy, you know. That's the plan. We know what we're going to be doing, so all that's left is practicing and getting it down to a fine art. Easier said than done, but we'll try. Oh, you'll try. Even if it kills you. I'm not sure I appreciate your tone of voice. You can tell he's dead serious, too. I really hope the Academy Festival turns out to be fun for everyone. The fact that the national situation finally calmed down a little gives us a chance to really focus on it, right? Well... The mood around the table suddenly grows much more serious. You could put it that way. It's somewhat reassuring that we haven't heard anything about the terrorists since the incident at the mine, but even then... You really do think that'll be the last we'll see of them? Looks that way from where I'm standing. They lost all their key members at the mine when that airship exploded, so unless there were others we weren't aware of, I think we can safely say they're done for good. Yep, there might be other remnants of the group out there, but not like they can do much without a leader. They're done. If only we could figure out the mystery behind who shot the airship down. Don't forget, there's still no end to the conflict between the factions as well. His Majesty's words seem to have had some effect on calming them, but who knows how long that'll last. And we know just as well as anyone that they've only been calmed on the surface. The conflicts still persist underneath, much like they always have. It'll take much more than what we've done to solve Ereboni's problems, I guess. But that's all the more reason why you should focus on trying to make the festival fun for now, right? I agree with Toa. There aren't many major events in Erebonia where commoners and nobles mingle together. The Academy Festival's sure one of them. Yeah, and your class has people from both classes in it too, so if people visiting see just how well all of you work together, maybe it'll change their perspectives. And even a little change is better than none. That does sound like an interesting way for us to keep working towards a solution. I'm feeling motivated all over again. And that goes double for me. You guys ready to bust out the best concert Thoris has ever seen? You bet. After dinner, the boys and girls turned to enjoy bathing in the springs, and we were able to wash away all the fatigue that had built up over the past few days. Afterwards, we enjoyed the rest of the evening together talking, playing billiards, and even indulging in an intense pillow fight. Before we knew it, it was time to turn in for the night. While the others soon fell fast asleep, I was stirring, unable to get the letter from Master Kafai out of my mind. Eventually, I found myself wandering through the still night alone towards the outdoor hot spring. I can't help but feel weighed down by my own shortcomings. The same shortcomings that are stopping me from discerning the truth behind Master Kafai's words and from finding my own path to walk in life. As Reen wanders idly to the outdoor bath, he finds Angelica in the lobby. Far from her usual cheerful self, she appears to be somewhat docile and preoccupied. Wait, isn't that Angelica? Oh, hey, Irene. I would have thought you'd be fast asleep by now. I could say the same to you. What brings you here? Not much. I was just on my way back from a dip in the springs when I thought it would be nice to stop here and take in the night scenery for a bit. Care to join me? I'll treat you to a drink if you want. Wait, is it just me, or does she seem somehow off? Something wrong? Not really, just seeing as though you're offering. Good answer. It's been too long since we last got to talk together like this. So, how's Academy life treating you? Pretty roughly, actually. I thought we'd be able to catch a break half a year in, but it's showing no signs of letting up anytime soon. It's definitely fulfilling, though. The Academy Festival getting closer is just making me feel that way all the more, too. Well, that's good to hear. You might have gone through a few rough patches since enrolling, but it seems like both your field studies and your classwork are going well. All in all, life's still turning up green, right? Well, not quite. From everything I'm happy with, I feel like there's something else I'm worried about, too. Is that power of yours one of them? Wait, you know about that? I've heard the gist. You look like a man who's been forced to look deep inside himself anew after spending a long time away from home. The kind who really doesn't like what he's seeing. That about sums it up. Before, I felt lost just figuring out what I am and what I'm supposed to be doing. Coming back here's only ended up making me feel even more lost. I don't think there's any harm in feeling a little lost for now. You're still a first year. You've got plenty of time left to mull over the answers to those questions. They're not things you need to or can solve in a couple of days. Not alone, too. There's a lot you can't do on your own, but if you got enough friends you can trust, no, not even the sky's the limit. You know the feeling, right, Reen? Yeah, I do. Then you'll be fine. Remember that feeling and never let it go. You won't find the answers you want by searching frantically for them. They're more likely to find you when you least expect it, especially with those classmates at your side. You only get one chance to enjoy youth. Make the most of it. Listening to Angelica's final sentence, Reen gets a feeling that there's some deeper meaning to them than there appears to be. Huh? Sorry, was that too cringeworthy, even for you? No, it's not that, it's just, I'm not the only one with something going on in my mind right now, am I? I was planning to tell you eventually, but I wasn't expecting you to throw a chance at my feet before I could even get to it. Angelica looks directly at Reen, a serious expression on her face. Reen, I've got a favor to ask of you. What is it? Would you be willing to take the bike off my hands? What? I'm sure you know what me asking this means. You're planning to drop out of the academy? Pretty much. As soon as I return home after this trip, that'll be it, I think. The little stunts I pulled at the mine didn't go down very well with that hard-headed old man of mine, you see. Oh. That's why he went ahead and told the academy that I'll be dropping out. Without my permission, of course. I'll be going to be grounded at home for a while. But that's insane. Is there nothing that can be done? I mean, can't the principal or someone intervene on your behalf or refuse to let you drop out? He didn't even ask you. Not even the academy can go against a noble as prestigious as father. Not unless they're willing to face repercussions on his administration. Principal Van Dyke put me down as on leave rather than actually dropped out. But there's no real difference when you get down to it. Angelica gives a somewhat resigned smile. Still, it's not as though I didn't see this coming. But if I bring the bike back home with me, he'll just take it away. The last thing I want to do is have the thing we put all our hearts into making just disappear into thin air. I'd rather give it to someone who can look after it. Maybe even get some use of it. And you think that should be me? I don't want to give it to anybody else. If I know it's in your hands, I'll be able to rest easy, so would you? Reen thinks silently for a while. Sorry, can I have a little bit more time to think about all of this? Oh, of course. Oh, and while I doubt I'll be able to get out of the mansion until then, I do still want to drop by the festival, so, good luck getting everything ready for it. Thanks. Thanks for keeping me company. Not at all. I feel a bit better about my own worries after talking to you too. Well, I'm glad to have been of service. Sweet dreams, Reen. Good night, Angelica. First I get homework from Master Cafeteria, now Angelica. So much for 2 days of rest and relaxation.